today is really nice, guys. We're super chill.
Yes.
It's Sunday.
Yes.
We're filming this on a Sunday, which means it's amazing. So a combination of a multitude of things, which means we could actually take our time getting ready.
Yes.
Lena didn't
And
have
I can
to
have
rush.
breakfast.
I can have breakfast, which is like a luxury for me. I never eat breakfast.
And she made me coffee.
Yeah.
So
And we both are
it's
having
good.
coffee.
Yes.
So Sundays are nice. It's nice when we
Yes.
film on Sundays. They're
Yes.
super chill. But yeah, it's about to be the end of the school year for a lot of us. For a lot of us who have kids who go to school. And then for the rest of us that, summer is approaching, which means it's the annual what?
Going back home, migration.
Yeah, migration
Yes.
back home, as I
Yes.
like to say,
But
right?
what's back home?
It's funny that you asked
Because
that,
home
right?
is here,
Home
too.
is here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I talk about that a lot. Like home is here. But at the same time, what does that mean? What is home, right? Because when I go overseas, I have it's this really strange, interesting sense of like belonging.
Yeah.
And things that I love. And I don't know how to describe it, but I absolutely.
You mean when you go to Egypt?
When I go to Egypt.
Yes.
Yeah, when I go to
Okay.
Egypt. Now, there are things that I love and things that I don't love, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's funny because, and I feel like that's probably like a uniquely immigrant experience, this concept of
Yes.
having like two homes,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But where you live here and this is home and it's where all your friends are and it's all my family's here, right?
Yeah.
But then you go home, I don't know. And it's just, it's the best.
It is the best. Like when I go to Palestine, I mean, it's
the best.
It's amazing. It's great. There's a lot of things to love about it. But
Yeah.
there are some things
No, I love everything.
that we can do without.
No, but I love everything.
Really?
It would make me sad if I couldn't go home.
Of course. No, that's not even an option for
Yeah.
me. Like always, like my kids love it.
Yeah.
My kids are upset that we're not going this summer. But I'm like, I have too many things happening
Yeah.
here in this
Yeah.
home.
In this home.
for me to go to the other home.
For me to go to
Yeah.
go to the other home.
Okay,
Exactly.
but like, let's talk about the things that we do love. Like we can agree on.
The food,
Okay?
the people. There's a lot of things that like there's a lot of things that are both like a very unique. Like it's an interesting experience. It's both love and hate. I love the food. I love the people. I could also hate all of these things as well. But hate is a strong word.
Yeah, hate
Dislike,
is a strong.
not
I
prefer.
think dislike. But for me, when you go there, like the hospitality, like
Yeah.
when you came to Palestine, Hanan always talks about this. It was like the
It was
funniest
amazing.
thing. Yeah.
It was amazing.
Like the hospital.
Everybody knew that we were there.
Yes.
Everybody.
But like, and then they take care of you.
Yeah.
And when you visit them, like you like not eating or not drinking is not an option.
Can you believe it's been almost 20 years since
Oh
we
my
went on that
God.
trip?
Was it? No, it
Yes.
hasn't.
Yes.
Oh my
2006.
God, you're right.
It's been almost 20 years since
Oh
we've been
my
on that
God.
trip.
You know what? I saw some of the pictures.
Neither of
I
us
found
had
them.
neither of us had children.
Now, that's true, but like we look a lot better right now, even after
100%. 100%. I would love, yeah, you should.
I had freaking
you need,
highlights.
We need to share these pictures.
I have them, and you know
Okay.
where they are. You know where I found them
Where?
on Snapfish.
Oh
Remember Snapfish? Yes. I'm like, I know I have these pictures somewhere. We look a lot better. I mean,
Okay.
even though we're older.
Do you think it's the camera?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know, but
It's
that was-
not the
but that
camera.
was amazing.
We had some questionable hairstyles back then.
I have questionable hair right now, but whatever.
Yeah, no. I mean, for me, like I
You
was.
just agreed that I have questionable hair right now.
No. Your hair is. Dude, we have this discussion every single time. Your hair is fine. Relax.
Guys, it's like for all my curly girlies out there, right? Or my curly people out there. How do we get by to day 2 and day 3 without looking like this?
It's fine, dude. You're overreacting. Anyway, so I'll try to find those pictures, but
would be
before I
amazing.
post them, I'm gonna send them to you so you don't come after me, because I
fine.
can't believe I was doing highlights back then. I'm like, I can't believe I used to sit through that.
I know.
I can't.
That
do
was
that
my
now.
influence.
Yeah, that was your influence.
That
I mean,
was
they
my
look
influence.
good, but I'm
they
just
look
like,
great.
no.
They look great.
Yeah, that was a different time altogether.
Yeah, but I do agree. Like hospitality. One of the things I really love is hospitality. The second thing I would love is the food.
Yeah.
There is just something unique about being there. Honestly, the noise, the sound.
But it's not just
everything.
But when you talk about the food, it's not just the food. It's the fact that you can have some of your favorite food at
Anytime.
hours of the day and night. Like
I know.
24
Anytime.
hours. Like falafel. Shawarma. I mean, when I was in Palestine, we were eating falafel at 12 a.m., 1 a.m. Like we'd go for a run, like a falafel run.
Yeah.
Okay?
I mean, honestly, I
Knafeh.
yeah, everything.
Okay.
But this is not even it's not about that for me.
Of course. I mean, that's
honestly,
just one of the positives.
in Egypt, it's hilarious. It's like it's both. I don't know what it is, but it's beautiful, right? Like, especially in Cairo. Cairo is like a very crowded city, right? I think like the last time I had seen a statistic, which was like a long time ago, right? It was crazy because it was like, and obviously that's changed, but the last time, and I think they said like it's 20 million people by day and 50 million people at night, which means like 5 million people. This statistic is pre-COVID.
Wow.
We're commuting in and out of the city, right? But it's crazy because it's just the noise, the pollution, the smell, the sun, the everything. But it's just, I love it.
But
it's beautiful.
Before we move on to the next thing that we love, but like just going back to the food, like the freshness of the food. And like, honestly, seriously, like you eat a tomato and it actually tastes like
So
a
can
tomato.
I tell you, one of my friends and I were talking about that last night. So she lives in Egypt and she's coming here in June, right?
Okay.
And she was telling me, she's like, you know, the problem you guys have, you guys being us who live in America.
Okay.
And she's like, the actual ingredients are different.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean by that? She's like, no. And we were talking about making.
Has she been here before?
Yeah.
Okay,
She comes every summer.
Okay.
So she was talking. We were talking about mkhallel, which is pickles.
Pickles, yeah.
And so she was talking about pickled turnips, and she goes, I need like 6 months in America to make pickled turnips because it's so tough and there's
It's not even good, and it has this like weird aftertaste to it here.
So it's funny that you say that because
because like it's not just that you go there and like I remember the last time I was there in 2023, I literally ate whatever. I didn't care about calories. I didn't gain a single pound.
Yeah.
Like it's just fresh. It's healthier. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's not just the food that we love. What else? What else do you like?
What else do I like?
I think the weddings there are awesome. Especially like the sahras.
But even if I don't, we don't.
You guys have that?
No.
Okay.
I mean, not any wedding I've been to has a sahara.
No, like we have in Palestine, like in Albira, we have the sahras in the street, and it's not just Albira, but most of Palestine. You know, like it's just the whole community. Even if you don't know the family, even if you're not, you can go to the sahara. It's like in the street. Okay, anyone can go. Okay,
but it's an open invitation.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. Like, and the kids love that.
Yeah.
Like both my kids, they were.
It's a fun experience. Yeah. That's the whole thing, is that everything is an experience.
Yeah.
And honestly, I look at it as I don't know what it is. It's funny because after a while, like when I first arrive, and I'll tell you how I feel about like things remember we were talking about home.
Yeah.
When I first arrive, I feel like I don't belong in a lot of different ways, right?
How? In what way?
There's a lot of different ways. Like I'm just like,
me.
okay, like I can't, like it's crazy and the traffic and I can't drive and I would never be able to drive and I can't like, there's no order. Like I can't just like shove my way like this to get to what. But then by the time it's time for me to come back here, time for me to go home.
Yeah, your other home.
I'm so sad that I'm going to leave behind all of this craziness. And I finally feel like, and I'll tell you a funny story. So the last time I was there, the first day that we got there, I was trying to get my suitcases at Cairo International Airport, and it was running behind, and it took us 45 minutes just to get our bags. And I was just like, oh my God, the disorder is killing me.
Yeah.
My second to last day there, my cousin's driving, and she goes to drop me off at my... So I felt it. Did you see my face? I'm like,
it's fine. It
anyways,
happens. Okay.
So on my like second to last day there or something like that, my cousin's driving me off. And my parents live on a one-way only street.
Okay.
And so there's construction. I was like, just go there. Like, and she's like, but there's guards. Where my parents live, there's a bank underneath in the like the main lobby of the building. Okay. So there's always guards, right? And they're armed, but which is normal,
yeah.
Right? So it's, I was like, no, just go. She's like, it's a one-way street. I was like, there's construction. Everybody's been doing it like since I've been here. She entered the wrong way. And there was a tiny spot where she could pull in, but I wouldn't be able to get out on the passenger side. And so she's like, you won't be able to, just pull in. I'll climb out of the driver's side. Oh my
God.
And so she looks at me. I took off my shoes so I don't get her car dirty. And I climbed out of the driver's side, like from the passenger chair over the driver's chair. And then I put my shoes back on. And she's looking at me. She's standing on the side rack. She goes, روحي بيتكم البلد دي غيرتك, which means like go home, like this place has changed you. But that's what I mean.
But
like,
see, that's the thing, you wouldn't do that here.
If I had to, I would.
You would? Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I would. Yeah. But it was just great. But that's what I mean. Like it's
yeah.
But no, it's fun. Anyways, other things that you love.
For me, I love the sound of adhan or waking up. That to me is just so beautiful. I love it. Or like the shit, like the reciter, like they play the Quran before the adhan. Like it's just so nice. Like everywhere you go, I love it. But like I know like Like my in-laws live real close to a masjid, and they're just like, it's great at first, but after a while, you're like,
You know, side note, I would like to tell everybody that today I'm wearing real pants.
Okay,
even though we're filming from the house.
is kicking in
yeah,
again.
even though we're from the
خلاص,
house.
show them the pants, Sikhti.
I'm wearing jeans, guys. I'm wearing jeans.
Okay, but let me ask you, speaking of sounds.
Yeah.
The other thing is like waking up to a guy in a big truck on a loudspeaker selling batikh.
I mean,
do you guys have that?
Not selling batikh, but I mean,
like anything, tomatoes, vegetables.
Yeah. But I mean, also difference is like like you guys, it's much smaller than like where we I live on like the 11th floor of a building, so it's very, you know, like different. The sound travels different, but concept of sound, yes,
it's
not somebody selling stuff.
No, because like, you know, you saw it where we're from, right?
Of course.
So you will hear that.
Absolutely.
Like this
No,
but
the best part is where my parents live. It's like literally in the middle of so many things in Cairo. And so there was a lot of construction happening on the main road. They were building like a new bridge or something.
So things like this are not gonna pick it up.
I would love to hear this guy. There were some nights that like at 2 a.m. I felt like I was asleep covered on the sidewalk.
Oh wow!
Because I'm telling you, I'm on the 11th floor.
Oh my god!
And all you hear is like the construction happening downstairs, and somebody's like,
"This was during your last
trip." Yeah, you're like, "Is this guy
but
on
you
my balcony?"
always hear the sounds like from the home coming. I mean, that's
no. These guys are working
downstairs
in the street.
Okay, all right. I also love the cheap services. Like getting your hair done over there. Yeah. It's freaking amazing.
I mean, I don't know if I'd call it cheap services.
Compared to America, come on.
No, I mean, I think you would be surprised like how expensive
Okay, I'm sorry.
Egypt
when I would get a wash and blow dry, it was 30 shekels, okay?
Okay, yeah,
that's pretty cheap.
I mean, I don't know if I would consider it like, I mean, it's definitely going to be cheaper than here, but I don't think Egypt is inexpensive, by the way.
No, I mean, where we're from, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah,
Come on, you've seen it. But I'm just saying there's some things that are like, and they do it so quickly.
They do.
And it's not like a whole preamble. Like you walk in, okay, yeah, come sit, we'll do it for you. Like,
I remember when I went with Lena, we both went to get our hair done by this woman named Raida.
You still remember?
I still remember Raida. She was very nice.
Yeah,
but honestly, it was, I mean, we showered. It's just because, you know, water is used as a tool to oppress people in Palestine.
Yes.
The Israelis, you know, the occupiers use it as a tool to oppress people. We couldn't wash our hair. So Lena's like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We're just going to go to the salon. They have water and they'll be able to wash our hair. So that's what I mean, it wasn't like, and obviously that's a luxury. Not everybody, you know. That's
true.
And I think that's the interesting thing that people don't realize about, you know, when you, like, I'd always heard about it, right? Like, oh, this is what life is like under occupation. And then when I visited, there's a lot of things that literally, it's one thing when you hear about it and it's one thing when you experience it. It like blew my mind. It blew my mind that it was okay. It was okay for somebody.
It was just a matter of fact, unfortunately.
Yeah,
it was just a matter of fact.
But the thing that I don't know how I'm going to.
It's not just water though; it's the electricity too. They decide when to turn on the electricity,
when to turn it off. But it's
exactly
what really amazed me, honestly, was the fact that you have this entire population of people who are they're not just existing; they're making the best out of this situation that they're in, and it's phenomenal. And so I was very taken aback by that in the best way possible. And at the same time, there's a lot of things that happened that made me like afraid, scared, not obviously like.
In what way?
In what way? So the fact that like, I just need to like go run an errand and I need to cross a place and somebody can just point a large gun in my face, you know, and it's okay. Like I'm supposed to just be okay with that.
Or checkpoints. Yeah.
Like I don't know how I'm supposed to just be okay with that. You know what I mean? Like it's very dehumanizing.
It is. But unfortunately, like for you, because you've never experienced it, right? So for us, unfortunately, it's just like I said, it's a matter of fact for us, and we have to deal with it. We have to manage.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
but we, like the average Palestinian, could care less what they do.
Exactly.
We're just like F you. We're still gonna do what we gotta do.
Exactly.
You
and
know?
I'm not saying, but that's the part that I really loved. But I think it's because I've just never experienced that before, like ever in my life.
Yeah.
So I was just a little shocked, you know. And then when there was one night my husband and I were trying to come back from Jaffa, and I kept telling, we're looking for a cab to take us back to the checkpoint, and every single cabbie was looking at us like I was asking him to take me to like hell. It was the strangest thing ever.
Go
because they didn't want to go
Palestinian areas.
Yeah, they didn't want to go, and I'm like, okay, but honestly, like I felt so like safe and welcomed the entire time. Like I loved it. I had such a great experience.
Yeah, but what happened that time, I think what we agreed to do was to drop you off at the checkpoint on one end, and then like we came and picked you up from the other checkpoint.
Because nobody would go.
Yeah.
Nobody would go.
It was fine. Like I remember me and Diak came and picked you up. Yeah. But it's fine. I mean, at least you had fun in Jaffa.
Oh my God, I had a great time.
But that's the thing. I think most Palestinians, like when we went last time, and still, you know, they give you a hard time about getting visas and permits and all this stuff. But like, I went out of my way to be like, I'm not gonna take no for an. I'm like, I'm gonna do my best. Yeah. I'm gonna be prepared, and I'm still gonna go to all these places.
Especially because you had your kids with you too. Yeah, I think you want to give them that whole. You want them to see everything.
But you know, the first time we tried. They returned us from the checkpoint. Like we were trying to go to Jaffa, and my son was so upset about the whole experience.
I would be too.
And I looked at him, I'm like, but this is
life.
I'm sorry to tell you, like we got sent back, but we'll try again. But this is part of life.
But you know,
like
it's hard.
Every day.
You're talking about.
Like, he was so upset.
Yeah.
Like I still remember he was like so down and upset. He's like, what the hell? We can't go. And he's like.
But think about it, Lena. He experienced exactly what I experienced the first time I went.
Yeah. So it was a big shock.
It's not something that you're not. Again, you hear about it, you know that this happens, but you're not really sure how to, you know.
Yeah, but I told him this is something, like I had a talk with him after, like, listen, this is what Palestinians here go through on a daily basis, you know. That's just part of life, unfortunately, you know, and you just can't give up. I'm like, we're not giving up, and we're going to try again. Yeah. And the next time we went, we got through. You know? Okay. So we love a lot of things. Yeah. About going back home, right?
And there's a lot of things we don't love about going back home.
So let's talk about those things
that we don't
love. We just, I mean, I don't want to say we hate, but we tolerate because it's just, this is what we got to deal with. Okay. Give me one thing you don't like.
One thing I don't like?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very hard for me.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, go
Maybe because I have a list. I always have a list.
Yeah, you always have it. I don't have a list of things I don't like.
No, these are just talking points.
You know what? The traffic. I could so live without the traffic.
The traffic.
Oh my God, you guys know the traffic is another. That's a whole. That's a sport. Surviving that is a sport.
I remember when you came to Palestine and we're like, oh, sorry, we're in Ramallah. There's a lot of traffic, and you just laughed.
I was just like, this is traffic. This is amazing. No, surviving traffic in Cairo is a sport.
It's gotten a lot worse though since you've been there. I will admit. It's gotten a lot worse.
You know what? One time when look at that, when I take you to Egypt and you see traffic at 4 p.m.
I think it's time for a trip to Egypt.
Yeah, you see traffic at 4 p.m. in Mohandesin, you're gonna be like, no. Literally, it looks like a I don't even know. It looks like somebody opened a box and humans just started coming out of it. Everywhere.
But do you think I would do well in Egypt? I don't know. The way you're describing all the people, I'm just like, oh my God. No.
You would do great. You'll be just fine. You'll be just fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure if you're with me.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Honestly, it's a
lot, right?
It's a lot, but you just have to like time your outings correctly so that you're not stuck in traffic, and try your best to kind of, if you're going to be in one part of town for a little bit, to be there while the rush is happening. You know what I mean? Like plan, for example, like that between,
I'll listen to you.
You know, this time and this time, you're not going to be trying to survive traffic.
Okay. And I have the top thing for most Palestinian travelers, or people, Arab Americans that go to Palestine, is the Jisr.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The Allenby Bridge. It's like a nightmare. Okay, every Palestinian has to go through.
But I think that's just like on purpose, like to deter you from coming back.
And they do that on purpose to prevent us, or like to kind of dissuade us from going,
from coming back.
But we always like, fuck you, we're gonna come.
Yeah,
nothing's gonna stop us. But yeah, that is the main thing. Like even my kids, they're like traumatized by the Jisr.
Of course,
like,
I would be.
The whole process.
I would be. It is traumatizing.
The whole process is so like, it's horrendous. And like even now, like, you know how they had the visa waiver program?
Yeah.
Now these guys are putting in rules where you have to pre-apply to go through Tel Aviv.
No.
Okay. And most Palestinian Americans that I know, they're like, F that. We're just going to go through Jordan. Yeah. We don't want to even go, like we don't want to go to Tel Aviv.
I don't want you to know I'm coming.
Yeah. Forget it. You know?
Okay.
That's one thing. I think the other thing is the comments. Like the first thing, nashana, yee, lish nashana.
that happens-
Translate that.
So it's true. Nashana means you've gained weight.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but I feel like that happens with people here. Like it doesn't. That's just
No,
us.
really?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, maybe Arab American family members.
Yeah, that happens. I'm sorry. Like that has nothing to do with overseas. That's just our
Dude,
people.
it's extra over there.
No, but I feel like that's anywhere you go here. Anywhere you go here where there is a series of tantot, okay?
Aunties.
Old aunties, okay? And I'm sorry, that's not exclusive to us. That is
No, it's
any
not.
any
Immigrant community.
Yeah, any immigrant community. You're going to talk about the way that you look. They're going to talk about your weight, what you've put on, what you've lost. You know,
Why aren't you married?
Why aren't you married? Or if you have one kid, why don't you have two? If you have two, why don't you have three? Right? Stuff like that.
It's not specific to Arabs.
And it's not
I know.
specific. And it's not specific to going back home. I'm sorry.
No, but like, dude, the comments. Come on,
Dude, if you went to Ohio and you had like to a wedding there, you were
Yes.
gonna hear those comments.
I had someone tell me Nashana.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm like, dude, I know. And that's the thing. Like, we know when we gain weight. You don't need to point it out. I think it's a cultural thing, you know?
It is.
But it's like, why aren't you married? When are you going to have another kid? Like, all these,
Yeah,
like,
Lena,
invasive...
why don't you have more kids?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good.
Why don't you have more
I am
kids,
good.
Lena?
No,
Why
no,
don't you
I'm
have any
good.
more
I'm
kids?
good. No, I had a friend tell me, like, this is for the cause. You need to procreate. I'm like, girl, you took care of that. You had 5. I'm
Yeah,
good.
you're good.
I'm like, I'm
You need
good.
to for the cause. I love it.
Okay, the driving. We mentioned the driving
The drive.
already.
It's just honestly for me, it's the traffic.
Yeah, but even the way they drive, it's like signals are like optional.
Yeah. Cairo's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
I would say Cairo, and it depends on the part of Cairo that you're in. Like, I feel like certain neighborhoods, the driving is totally fine. And it's super organized. It's just traffic, but that's traffic
And
in
the
any.
seatbelts are optional for.
The traffic is like actually no. In Cairo, people wear their seatbelts now.
in Palestine, like you will get like
you get
a
to- yeah,
ticket.
you get tickets.
But
No,
like people still try to like.
I'm
get
gonna tell
away
you
with
guys
it.
something. Like, I feel like it is traffic in Cairo. I don't want to make it sound like it's exclusive to it. It's like any big, large metropolitan city. Traffic is going to be a problem, right?
Yeah.
Traffic is a problem here. Like,
Yeah, I mean, but it's just like.
you know what? There is one thing that I forgot to mention of the things that I love. Speaking of big metropolitan cities,
Okay.
I love when you're going to land in Cairo and you look out from the plane and it's just
We don't have that option, unfortunately. We have to go through Jordan.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
but yeah, you talked about the Jisr. But you look down and it is this insane just jungle of concrete jungle, but with spots of greenery and pools and whatever. It's just it's a phenomenal experience. That, and then I love going to any place and looking at all the city lights at night. It is so phenomenal. It's so beautiful. There is the Citadel, which used to be, like Citadel, Muhammad Ali Besha, right?
Okay.
So the Citadel used to be like the highest point at some point in the city where you could see all of Cairo. And then there is one space where you sit out and you look out and you see all of the city. I'm going to have to send you that picture so you can
send it to
insert
me.
it so they can
Sure.
see. But it is probably the most
So, but you're talking
beautiful-
at nighttime, right?
No,
just any time.
anytime. But
Okay.
it's just the most beautiful. Like I can't describe it. Like, yes, it's like some areas are messy and some areas are really well planned or whatever. But I don't know what about it. Like, I don't know what it is. But
Yeah, but that's something
I
you
love
can't-
it. I love it.
Yeah, I think
It's a feeling that I don't even know how to describe to you guys. I absolutely love it. It is this crazy. Where you look at it and you're like, all of these different little houses, people live everywhere, right? And like I said, some of it is really neat and some of it is really well planned and some of it is not and some of it is messy. But all together, you're like, what an experience. Like every time I go, I feel so privileged that is like a part of who I am. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think you like it because it's quintessentially Egyptian, maybe, or Egypt.
I don't know what it is, but it's just, I don't know. I'm telling you, like, every time I sit and I take those specific sites, even if it's crazy and it's messy and it's loud and it's this, I feel so privileged that that's a part of who I am.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I don't know what it is, but I love it. Even with everywhere that I go in Egypt, even when I go to like the farming areas, right? Even when I go to like, so this is like Cairo, big city, but even when you go out to like the beaches, even when I go down to Luxor and to Aswan, it's just makes me feel so privileged that all this is a part of who I am.
Mm-hmm. I think I feel that way when I go to Al-Quds, Jerusalem, when I go and when I go to pray, because that's something my mom always took us to whenever we were there. And so like I've done that now with my kids twice,
which is amazing.
So like once you've been there and you like the feeling is completely like,
I'm telling you, it's like when I visited, I felt again when I went to the Quds, when I went to Al-Quds, I felt so privileged because I was like, I have now visited all Islamic holy sites.
Yeah. Like I remember you called your dad.
I called my dad from there and I was like, I made it. This is amazing. Yeah. I made it because it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Like who else can say like in my lifetime I've made it to Mecca, Medina and to Jerusalem, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's how I feel because it's so important for me. Like I said, the like in 2017 and 2023, I made sure to take them because it's something my mom did with us as kids. Like whenever we went back, that's something she made sure we did. Yeah, no,
I don't know. Like, I'm just going to pause here for a minute and say, like, I am, and, you guys know, like, part of our personality, obviously part of this podcast is the fact that we're, like, Arab American. But every time I stop and I think about it, and, like, the experiences I shared with you, my own experiences, the experiences I shared with other friends, it makes me feel so privileged that this is a part of who we are.
Yes.
Like, I am, it makes me feel privileged and proud that this is a part of who, like I'm a member of this community.
Yes,
anyways,
100%.
I had to say that.
Okay, on a less like
poetic level.
Yes, I'm gonna be like the person who's always like with the list.
Yeah,
there is
negative
one
Nancy.
thing. Shut up. There is one thing. There is one thing that I don't think even Arab Americans don't do here, which is that this kind of annoys me. Like people showing up randomly without calling ahead of time. Do you guys have that?
It depends, honestly. Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm not ready to greet people. Maybe it's just because I'm not a people person.
I was going to say that is a Lena thing. That has nothing to do with the rest of us.
I know I'm not the only one.
My sister's like that. She's just like, I don't want people to show up unannounced.
Yeah. Like they do that though. Like, oh, we came for coffee.
That's the American in you.
Okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I just like that's part of the culture there. Like I still remember there was this like my dad's cousin, Allah yarhamhum both right now, but like he would come at 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, the F are you doing? I'm just like, and then I'm like hearing these loud voices, and I'm just like, shufi.
I love it.
But like he's like an old school falah. Allah yarhamhu. Like he used to get up after Fajr, right?
Yeah. We used to get a 4 Fajr and not go back to bed.
Why do I have to like endure this?
You're
like,
so funny.
Yeah, that's one thing I could do without. Now wasta. Do you want to explain wasta?
It's like when you like when you a wasta is like when you have there is a word for it.
You have to like when you want to get certain things done, you need a wasta.
You do. Yeah.
You need a person, a certain contact to get things done for you.
Stephanie, let me look it up.
We talked about I have electricity and water.
It's like having like an intermediary.
It is not an intermediary. It's Tanya. No.
That's what Google said.
What? No, Google doesn't know shit.
Google doesn't.
Wasta is someone. Like, what's the word? What is the word?
There is a word for it.
Wasta is like you have this person. You need a connection. You need
a connection.
Yes,
Thank you.
You need someone who's connected to get certain things done for you. Yes, intermediary. Come on.
That's what Google said.
No.
I didn't say that I was a translator.
Okay, this thing bothers me too. Like I feel bad. Like the number of stray cats. Like when we were there, like I freaking love cats so much. And like my daughter wanted to rescue all these cats.
We didn't rescue any of them, but we had a really cute like Cats of Cairo album in our
I mean we like the house we were staying in, like my brother's house. By the time we left, there was like 10 cats there. Okay, like feeding them.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Like there's a huge. That's like.
I know it's like everywhere. I get it. But like, it's just for my cat. I'm like, we cannot like take care of every single cat we come across.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was hard for me too.
What about the dogs? Does she want to take care of the dogs?
We didn't see any.
Any dogs?
Yeah.
No, we have stray dogs too.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for them.
Of course, like that it's like heartbreaking.
It's terrible.
Hate that, but most people there are nice to them. Haram, like everyone, like all the people.
Some people are dumb, but that's everywhere too.
But yeah, that's one thing. And then here's one thing I don't want to ask you. Did you guys, like in Egypt in general, do people, like if you're at a restaurant and you didn't finish your food, do you guys take the food with you?
I don't know.
Because I feel like that's a strictly American thing.
Take away.
Yeah.
I don't.
Like if you don't finish your food, do you take it with you? Because in America, that's normal, right?
I don't know. I don't remember
if
actually.
You're out with someone there, they kind of like look at you like, why are you taking like? I don't know.
Actually, I don't know. I don't think I ever.
Like I didn't care. Like,
to be honest with you guys, this is for any other Egyptian Americans watching this. I generally I don't know. I don't remember taking something with me or not taking something with me.
Yeah, because I would like whatever. Like first of all, I don't want to waste food. Second of all, like
I don't remember.
I know for me, like if the kids ordered something and they didn't finish it, we took it back home. If they didn't eat it, we definitely fed it to the cats.
Yeah.
Okay. But like I feel like that's a thing where in that part of the world, it's like, okay, just finish your food. And like we gotta remember, like the portion sizes there are not like US portion sizes. Let's be clear. Okay, so a lot of people finish it, but like we didn't finish it. But I feel like it's not part of the.
I don't know. I can't remember if it's like.
I mean, let us know. You guys tell us.
Yeah, you guys let us know.
Because,
I don't know.
And in my experiences, it's not something they usually do. I mean, they'll get you your takeaway box. But like, it's not something that is the norm there. I think.
I
was just curious about that. I just wanted to know how you guys do it there. Like, if
I
it's
don't
a
know.
thing. Okay. Anything else that you don't like?
This episode kind of made me sad.
Why?
Because like we're not going home this summer.
I know it sucks, dude. That really makes me sad. Are you going next year?
I don't know. I want to. I always want to. Yeah. There's always a plan to. Whether or not it comes to fruition is,
Inshallah. I know it's tough. It's tough. The kids are really disappointed that we're not going to Palestine.
I know, but then I'm like,
But there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go to the next.
And it makes me sad too because like.
Okay, never. I guess we're not going to.
No, we're not. Segment. It makes me sad because like when I think about it makes me sad because I'm just like, what if you can't go home? That always makes me really sad when I think about it. Like, what if you can't go home?
Or if you go back home and then you try to come back to this home, until you go back, you're not allowed in, because that's a big possibility these days.
Yeah, I don't know. I always think about people who can't go home for like whatever multitude of reasons, right? Anyways, okay, I'm already sad. Let's next segment.
No, don't be sad. This is supposed to be a fun episode.
Fine.
Okay. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Oh, no.
No, this is more in tune with
Okay.
Like, it's not like a quiz or a test. Okay. Relax. I'm not testing your knowledge. What's one thing you can only get back home that America will never match?
Delivery.
What do you mean? There's delivery here.
No. Any kind of delivery.
Like how? Like what kind of stuff?
Like, okay, delivered? so here is like, it's just delivery there is different. So like, when I was in Egypt, I'd get on like the Talabat app, which like Talabat means orders, right? Okay, so there's a bunch of different things, but then your delivery driver contacts you. You can have that same delivery driver stop and get you like toilet paper on the way, like add things, right? Like as he's dropping things off. So yeah, it's just delivery is just different.
It's different.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
It's not like Uber Eats.
Yeah, no. I mean, Uber Eats charges you like $20 in addition to what?
Man, and the dude that's delivering your food, he will just that dude is doing the most.
Yeah. Okay. You ready for the next question?
I'm ready.
All right. Any moments where you felt super connected to your roots?
I feel super connected to my roots every day.
You kind of mentioned it. You kind of mentioned that one.
I mean, it's like when I'm there, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like all the time.
Yeah.
The entire time. Yeah. I'm telling you, any time that I have a moment where here's the thing, right? I'm in a kind of it's not a unique situation, but I'm in a similar situation, I think, to a lot of people where my family, my parents, my siblings, my immediate family, everybody lives here. And we all live super close to each other, alhamdulillah. So our kids are super tight, they get to do lots of stuff together. It was very important for me to, even though my kids, for them, this is home, right? Yeah. For them to feel that same feeling that I have when I go, right? And I've never lived in Egypt. Like I've never spent I've never spent more than like a summer's vacation there, right? That's like the longest time I've ever been there.
Okay.
But I absolutely feel so connected every time I go. And like I said, I feel privileged that this is a part of who I am, whether it's the pollution in Cairo, the sand in my eyes, but it's just the people, the warmth, the love. There's a lot. It's like any other place. Like, are there things that are not great? Yes, but the things that are amazing, they literally beat everything else out.
Yeah, like, no, I totally agree.
And the things that are not amazing, we laugh about them.
That's true. That's true. Because that's the only way to do it. Okay. We're going to go back to this because you're claiming that this is everywhere, but
what do you mean?
What's the most awkward or invasive question you've been asked by a relative there?
Awkward or invasive question that I've been asked by a relative.
I have a story to tell about this.
Okay, you go ahead and tell, because I think it's just my stuff is just like normal.
So we were there one time. This is before me and Amjad had kids, and we had been married for a while. And
they've been married for 45 years.
No, like I don't know. I think it was in 2006. So we had been married for like 6 years, something like that. So we go there. It was his sister's wedding, and there was this old lady who was like, oh, like she liked Amjad, his person. We were at her wedding. And she's like, Min had absar ish, and she's related to my sister-in-law's husband. Okay. And they're like, oh, she's like, shu andak awlad? Like, what kids? How many kids do you have? And he's like, oh, I don't have kids yet. And then she's like, shu? She's like, la 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 la. معناتها فيها مشكلة. She's talking about me. She's like, that means she has a problem. She's physically she's like infertile or something. She straight up just said this to Amjad and said, I have the perfect bride for you. I'm just like,
are you serious?
I swear to God. I mean, I laughed it off. It's so funny. But like, she was like straight on ready to find him a wife.
Well, if you didn't have problems.
Okay. Yeah. Apparently I was like damaged.
Yeah.
Damaged goods, right? But
that's pretty, that's pretty
intense. Yeah. That is intense. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Like the invasive
but
comments.
that's everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, she was old. Like, I think it comes with the they're going to do certain things. They're going to say, and I don't take it personally, honestly. I don't. I'm just like, oh, this is just how they are.
I mean, honestly, you remember the story to this day. I think you took it pretty personally.
No, you're such a good
man. You took it pretty personally.
No, I just, it's something I remembered.
She took it personal.
I did not.
She so took it personal.
Oh my God. Okay, but the assumptions, something's wrong with her.
Okay. She's literally now still taking it personally. Anyways.
Whatever. Okay, this is the last question, I think. What is an American habit you do that you feel you can't do there? Like something you do in America that you can't do there.
I don't know.
No, nothing?
No, nothing. I don't think there's anything that I can't do there.
Okay.
I think obviously depending on like where you are in the city, and this is just in the city, where you are in the city, there's probably certain things like, for example, that you can't wear.
Yeah.
But nothing
that's what I was going to say. Like certain things you definitely shouldn't be wearing.
No, but I also feel like that's like a thing of the past. Cairo's still not like that anymore.
Not in Palestine. I think there's certain parts in Palestine where it's like, it's very conservative still.
Yeah, I feel like
so
there is a part there. Obviously, there's parts of Cairo that are like that, but
well, I'll tell you one story about that. Like I remember, like this was like 10 years ago, and my mom, I called Mama, she was overseas, and my brother had just gotten there.
Yeah.
And she was complaining to me about my brother. She's like, "وهذا أخوكي جاي في ripped jeans."
Oh, that he came in ripped jeans. Dang.
She's like, seriously? She's like, شو رح الناس يحكوا عنا? No, we don't have money for regular pants. But like these are the things in Palestine. Like in America, it's okay, right?
No, I think ripped jeans are like fine.
Yeah,
like,
that's Egypt, not in Palestine. Okay,
that is so funny.
It's we're still like very conservative.
Yeah.
I think.
No, that's
especially
true.
Like in the city, nobody cares.
But
right?
I don't think that's conservatism. I think that's just like culturally
acceptable.
But like, I mean, my mom still makes those jokes here when I wear ripped jeans.
Yeah,
she's like, "ما عرفتيش تكملي البنطلون."
Yeah. But yeah, anything else you want to add?
No.
You just missed. We were really sad.
We're both
we're
really.
Not gone.
Yeah. I mean, here and I think this is why this episode, kind of is awesome for us because we can talk about all the things that we love since we're not going to be experiencing them this year.
Yeah. And let us know in the comments. What's the one thing that you love about visiting back home?
Home.
Yes.
Wherever home is.
Let us know.
All
I mean,
right.
that was like so slow, my delivery. Like, what's going on? It's okay, guys. You got the point, right?
They did get the point. They did get the point. But this was really fun. I like this. Yes. It makes me want to go back home.
Yes. Inshallah next year.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.